good morning. How's everybody? Oh, I lost my audio. I hope we're doing well, though. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope your weekend is going well. I am fucking exhausted, is what I am. But we missed last week, and we're not going to miss this week, so we're here. Maybe a little shorter than normal today, but we're here. Oh, I'm tired too, Raven. He had a BLT. Is that what the kids are calling pooping these days? BLTs actually sound really good. But bacon is expensive, so. We have two. Well, we did. We did have, well, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on. It's okay, though. We'll figure it out at some point. We have two questions in the queue from last time. So I'm going to have to do some manual adjustments to the variables because the variables don't get saved, but the questions do. So we'll do that if we get a question in, and then I'll update the variables. But yeah, and we got two that came in offline or something at the end of the last stream. So we'll answer those today. And then we'll move forward. I'm also, I have a new version of StreamerBot, brand new, just downloaded. And I'm going to attempt to start moving everything for this stream over to one bot. So I don't have to have 5 fucking bots open. I only have to have 2 open, hopefully. That's the plan anyway. So we'll see what happens with that. But I figure I need to start doing that migration, you know. Need to, and then I can start playing more in the alpha version of the bot and testing, doing more extensive tests than we're already doing with Snarky Bot. But you know, other than that, we'll just answer questions, shoot the shit, hang out, have a good time for a little while. There's the alpha version is out. We're testing the new format of the bot. And it's getting fairly stable. We're on alpha 12 now. If I had to guess, I would say it's probably going to go to beta testing once the alpha is probably around versions, I would say 17 to 20. Yeah, alpha is a paid tier. It's like $6 a month or something like that, I think, for the bronze tier on Nate's Patreon. But it is getting more and more stable. After Twitch settles down with their crap, yeah. It's getting more stable, obviously, you know, with the things that are being reported and fixed and all of that, but I wouldn't, unless you're testing things like we do on this stream, I really wouldn't use it to run your stream. Late beta would be fine for that. You know, anything probably past like beta 8 or 9 or 10 It'd be a good time to like make it go live, because by then it's just the silly little things that not everybody is going to have an issue with. That'll still need to be tweaked and fixed, but right now we're still getting probably I don't know, 5 to 10 new reports of things being broken or wrong every day. So far from stable, but we're going to start moving it over. We're going to test it on this stream, see what breaks and all that, because why not? Not today though. We're having Snarky Bot's been on the alpha since like the original release date. The original alpha 1, but he doesn't do a whole lot. A couple timed messages, he controls the tits, and the mocking bot part of him, but other than that he doesn't do anything, so there's not a whole lot that can go wrong with him, you know. Are the pickup lines resetting? No. Why would they reset? Damn. You want them to reset? Oh, is this because you've added so many really stupid ones, or what? Yeah, because they're saved to a text file. Updating the bot isn't going to rewrite the text file. I don't store them to a variable, man. Store them locally. All of your words are there forever. Bye. They are 90% you. Yeah. This is fact. Jimmy. Yeah, I have so much shit to do, man. I bit off a little bit more than I could chew, I think. So we're gonna have to take larger bites and chew less, get things done. But this not sleeping thing is definitely not helping, you know. But we'll figure it out. It'll be all right. But enough about my woes. How are you? How is everybody, other than eating a BLT and being a little bit tired? How are you doing? You have a good weekend? Do anything fun this weekend? We started Starlight Legacy last night. That game is really fun. I wish more people knew about it. I feel like I'm the only one playing it, you know, but the game is so much fun. Need to get the word out somehow. I'm not very good at that. There may be some changes to like the commands and channel points and stuff like that going forward. I know it is on the list for sure on the Twitch side, but for this stream as well. I also excuse me, I also need to update this side of the bot with what's going on Twitch. We've had some changes, made some new things, and they're not over here yet, like the cover charge. That's not over here. I need to add that. So yeah. Giggity giggity goo. That's okay. It could be like your own little personal command, you know? Oh my goodness. But yeah, if you have anything you want answered, streaming related, you know how to do it. Exclamation point ask followed by your question. We'll get it in the queue. We'll get to it in order. Everything is posted in the Discord with links to the questions and answers. But yeah, let's go do the well, I think we'll wait until we get a question asked, because I need to update the variables and I don't want to fuck them up. I mean, they're already going to be fucked up. The whole thing will be fucked up today, but that's okay. So, yeah, let's go look at the bot. That's not the bot. Hello? What? Is the new version of OBS fucking broken? That's interesting. Well, that's gonna hinder things, isn't it? Let's see. Okay, that one worked. What's wrong with this one? Remote. Interesting, hey. Huh. Let's turn that visibility off. I wonder if I can force it. Hi, Master. Welcome in. That's really interesting. Huh. Okay, what if I remove this? Will it let me? I didn't think so. That is so funny.
Master of magic is pulling your strings.
Oh. Who's doing what now? This is really interesting. Okay, let's see. Let's do... No, I don't even remember what size I had that on. Okay, hold on. Let me do something. Okay. Ugh. That's why. Blender crashed. Uh-oh. That's really fucking weird, man. Do I don't. Hmm. I wonder. He does, yeah. He loves it. Finally, he's actually laying right here next to me on the ground, but yeah, he really does like it. Okay, so here's interesting. We updated to the 31.3, and this display source is it got it got all fuckered up. The actual size got moved to a bounding box, which I didn't do. Oops. But it's not there. Hey, when your blender crashes, but you put too much fruit in it. Yeah. Yeah. That's funny. Wow. There's a lot of shit that's not working right now. Okay, let's just do this. We know this works. Doing pretty good. How are you? All right. Now let me resize this. We're gonna do 15, what was it, 36, 38, 34. No, that's not right. What was the other one? No, not properties. 1535 by 870. 1535 by 870. That was close. Okay, I want to look at something on this one real quick before we actually get rid of it. No. 2021. Okay. Remove. You're good? That or sue Uber into the ground. I mean, making an app isn't super difficult. Hell, you could probably partner with Wise, which is like one of the big competitors to Google Maps, and just use their shit. You know what I mean? And they have all those little extra features that, you know, the Google Maps or Google, whatever it's called, that you drive around with. You know, they got like all of the live updates on like traffic and wrecks and cops and lane closures and shit, you know, that is like, I know like on Google you can have a lot of those, but they have to be manually reported by people who are driving, which is fucking dangerous as shit, by the way. If you're using Google Maps to get around and you see like a cop or whatever, don't fucking be on your fucking phone trying to report where the cop is. Like, you're driving. Pay attention to the fucking road. Don't be an idiot. Okay? Yes, and thank you for the question. So now I can update the variables and hopefully everything will still work, because we now have 3 questions in the queue. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I understand, you know, like the need for the GPS stuff, but that should be like mounted over on your passenger side where you can't fucking reach it. You know what I mean? Listen to what they're saying. You don't. Phones in cars is something I will never agree with or understand. Like, nobody is that fucking important. Put your fucking phone down. Okay. Oh, but my wife is pregnant and she might be having the baby and she's going to call. Well, do you think she wants to raise that baby without you? I see people driving like they're fucking drunk like all the time, and I'm like, I would rather be in front of you than behind you, so I get around them, and they're like this. I'm like, get off your fucking phone. Yeah, that's what I said, because there's a feature in the labs right now where if you have things in your queue, you close the bot, it'll maintain the queue. So the next time you open the bot, it'll be there, but it doesn't save variables, and the variables are what show how many like questions are in the queue and things like that, and control it for what gets reported to the Discord and all that. So we had 2 questions apparently came in last time we were live after we had ended, but before I closed the bot. So they're still there, but I was waiting for somebody to ask a question, so that now I should have my variables here, and I do. So Q spot should be 3. And then that should update with the next time there's a question asked. Yeah, you did. Yeah. But yeah, the Discord numbers and I mean the links will still be the same, the questions will still be there. It's like the numbers and stuff will probably be wrong today, but that's fine. I do have a workaround to also save the variables. I just haven't implemented it yet. Because I don't like to leave questions unanswered, so it was never like a priority for me to be like, oh, I need to save all this stuff if I close the bot, because but apparently it happened where somebody had asked a question after we had ended stream, but before I closed the bot, so they got put in. You're downloading and opening up, looking at StreamerBot this week. Nice. What do you currently use right now, Sweet? If you're not using StreamerBot. You use nothing? Okay. I will say this. StreamerBot is awesome. No doubt. It is by far the most robust. It is very intimidating looking. It is very off-putting, which is why this new change that you see here makes it so much better. But if you're not currently using StreamerBot, I highly recommend that you just wait until the new version 1.0 is stable and released. Because you're going to have to, if you do it now, right, you're going to have to learn this and all of this, the tabs and everything. And then in a couple months, you're going to have to learn all of this. And I'm a big proponent of learn something once. I mean, I'm not telling you not to use StreamerBot by any means, it's just What was that first item you needed to learn? That first item, that's streamer. But if you get streamer bot right now, you're going to get 0.2.6, which looks like this. But we are currently testing version 1.0. And it's in alpha right now. That's the one that has dark mode, and it is now in WPF format instead of straight like Visual Studio C#. So it's a lot easier to look at. It's a lot easier to navigate. It's a lot easier to understand. But like if you get on 2.6, right? It's good. It's cool. It's badass. It's awesome. But it is very, you look at it and you're like, oh my God, I have to be a coder to use this. And you don't, right? But that's just the way it looks, right? It's very intimidating looking, and it always has been. And then of course the new look here gets rid of most of that. You know what I mean? But everything is basically the same. Obviously there's some updates, there's some changes, there are some new features, and things like that. But, you know, so you don't have to like relearn the bot. You know, it's not a completely different thing. It's just written in a new format and has a new look, you know? So if you're on 2.6, it's not going to be like, oh my God, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I got to start over from scratch, because you don't, right? When you update, and that's all you have to do is update, everything that you have in 2.6 will be ported over into the new version. It'll work. You know, you're not going to have to like do anything. But moving forward after that update, there'll be some slight changes in how you do things. And that's what you're going to have to relearn. So if you're already using StreamerBot, it's not going to be that big of a deal. But it's like, for example, I always tell people, if you're just starting out in streaming, go ahead and start with OBS, because you're going to fucking end up there anyway. Right? I don't care if you start with, you know, Slobs or fucking any of these other ones, Meld, or, you know, the functionality that you're going to eventually grow into, you're going to end up needing OBS for certain things. So why put yourself through learning how to use another one when you're going to move over and end up using OBS anyway? Yes, OBS has a higher learning curve. Yes, it is a little bit more intensive and detailed. But why learn two things when you only need to learn one? You know? So same kind of thing here. You know, if you haven't used StreamerBot yet, get it. Start playing around with it. Learn it, right? But just know that this is coming soon. You know what I mean? No, it doesn't replace OBS. No, it has nothing to do with that. It is a streaming bot, right? It can control OBS, but no, it's not. You don't bring video in. You don't do all. You know, this is basically like it does. It does everything else. You can automate almost everything. Yeah, but. Yeah, well, no, because I mean, you know, you can look at the differences, right? You know, this is the original one. This is the home page for the current version, and then this is the home page for the new, right? You want to make a new action. The actions are what we do. This is what controls everything. You know, so here are your the trigger area up here. Hold on, I need to change my 1 second. Okay. So you have your triggers, and the triggers are what the bot looks for. So things just happen in chat, an event like a follow, a raid, a certain type of message. And then that runs an action. And so the trigger says, hey, we're going to do this. Like, here we go. So here's one. I have a I can speak. I have a donation goal, right? So the trigger here looks for when one of these words are used in chat. And it says, when that happens, we're going to run this action. And the action has sub actions, right? And so a sub action basically is a list of instructions for what to do. So it gets triggered to run an action, and then that action runs all of the instructions, whether it be send a message to the chat, show something on your screen in OBS, toggle visibility, mutes, I mean, you can have it do pretty much fucking anything. Open a program, type buttons on your keyboard, whatever you want it for, right? But in the new version, it's still the same. You still have your triggers, you still have your actions, you still have your sub actions, right? But there's no more tabs at the top, right? Everything is combined differently. So your actions, your queues, the pending actions, and your history are all together. Whereas on the old version, you have your actions, your action queues, and then you have sub tabs here for your queues themselves and the action history, right? So it's just, you got to learn, if you're going to use 2.6, you got to learn all of this stuff and where everything is and what all these tabs do. And then in a couple months, you're going to have to come back and learn it on this side as well. If that makes sense. Hi, Jeff. Welcome in. How are you? Minion with opinion. I also have a little issue. Hold on. Where is my... let's see. This is the Twitch one. Okay, so, oops, I need you. Come back. You are HN. Okay, and then my YouTube one is H. Ah, that's what happened. Okay. You're on H. Save. Okay, and then you are, yep, you're right. You are correct. Okay, that should work now. Hopefully that should work. Okay, so now our questions have been up, or our variables have been updated. We've had 2 questions now, so we have 4 in the queue. Whoops, wrong bot. Wrong bot. This is why I need to combine bots, because I'm currently running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versions of the bot, and I want to get that down. So we have 4. All right, where are my variables? So queue position and queue spot. Yeah, okay, so the numbers are probably going to be fucked up today, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and answer those 2 questions from last stream that came in at the end, and we'll see what happens here. Hopefully it works. Oh, let me get over here in the right spot. Hold on. There it is. Okay. Let's see what happens. This is going to be fun.
DJ_Live in Hope 007 asked, can streamer bot greet raiders and mention the raider's name?
Let's see how everything... Question number 1 for Saturday, April 5th. We went down to 3. All right. Maybe it works. All right, cool. Can StreamerBot greet raiders and mention the raider's name? Yes, absolutely it can. So what you're going to do, whoops, get out of here. What you're going to do is you're going to have your raid action, right? That comes in. So for example, one of mine, and I'll zoom in just a second, is this here. So you have a raid trigger. So it would be right click, Twitch, right? And then where is it? I have all mine set already, so I haven't been in here in a while. So raid, right? And then when you click on raid here, you're going to get this little pop-up for minimum and maximum values. If you leave it blank, it'll do it for every raid, right? And then you have your instructions. So you're going to do this add target info from who redeemed, which is a sub action. Right click, Twitch, user, get user info for target. And then you're going to drop this down and go user. And when you do that, you'll get this right here. And then that's going to populate all of the stuff. It's going to populate your raider. It's going to populate how many people came in with the raid, their username, obviously, you know, all of their information about their stream that you can then use. And then so you're going to make a Twitch message. Like mine says, thank you so much. User is a variable. For the viewers is another variable. Viewer raid. And then I have a little emote. Right. So when somebody say for example, DJ raids me with 25 people, it'll say, thank you so much, DJ Live in Hope, for the 25 viewer raid. And then it has my little woot emote. Of course, you can have it do other things as well, but it's basically that those are the two things that you would need. So the trigger in the action with the add target info from who redeemed and the message that you want to send to Twitch. And of course, if you want that to be like on TTS with the speaker bot, or if you want to have, you know, have it show up on screen and all that, like I do here with the GDI text and all the visibility stuff coming in that you see on screen, this all controls all of that visibility. So it just depends on what you want to show. Yeah, and then you can do that. And if you ever want to do this, like, let's just test this trigger. So that's what happens with mine, right? So like Salty Dog just came in with 145 new friends. Okay, cool. So then what I can do, it'll do a shout out for Salty, which is fine. Everybody needs to go follow Salty anyway. But what it'll do then is it'll end up in your action queue. So if you go to action queue and then action history, right, you'll see that we have the new raid here. And if we right click on this and we say inspect variables after the run, this will give you a list of everything. Whoops. This will give you a list of everything that populates when that raid comes in. And everything on the left-hand side is the variable. Everything on the right-hand side is the information stored in that variable. So if you want to know who the user was, you can do user, like we do, or username, and it will show up like with Salty Dog 44. So username, by the way, with the user capital N name, if you use that as the variable, it's going to be the all lowercase name that they have to type into Twitch, like their login name. The user variable is their display name, how their name shows up in chat with the capitalization and all of that, which is why I tend to use user, because people have, you know, put capitals and stuff on their name on Twitch, and that's how they want their name displayed. So that's what I use. But then you can also come down here. You can get a whole bunch of other information about them. And so their last game they were playing was just chatting. We have their channel, their title from their last stream, if you wanted to use that. We have all of their tags, right? And then, of course, we have the information from the raid itself. How many viewers? So that raid was, example, was 145 viewers. So viewers is that variable that you would use. And of course, all variables are placed inside of the percent signs. So if we go back and look at our message, you'll see here that I'm using the percent and user, and then the percent and viewers to get the numbers. So this is their name, and then the number of people that were in that raid. And that's how you would do that. Super simple. Super simple. And then I think DJ had another question from a couple weeks ago. So let's go ahead and get that one answered, and then we'll be caught up and we can start with the ones from today.
DJ_live-in-hope007 asked, I made a raid clip on CapCut, but now I want it to bounce around the screen. Is that possible?
So you made a little raid alert and you want it to bounce around the screen. Yeah, that's possible. There are several ways that we can do this. Uh-oh, we got another hi-fi. Hi. Hi-fi Jorge. Thanks for your video and speaker bot. Yeah, if you have a question, that's fine. Just do !ask and then your question so we can add it in the queue and we can get to it in order. That way we're not skipping people around. You can pretty much ask any question you want, Ravenous. I do prefer them to be streaming related. You know, but yeah, there's real, you know, I mean, obviously there's some things that are not going to be allowed, but I trust you guys, you know. We don't do religion or politics here, but anything else other than that probably be okay. I'm guaranteed to answer. It may not be the answer you want, but it'll be an answer. All right, so DJ said, made a raid clip, CapCut. Now I want it to bounce around the screen. Yeah. So there are several ways that you can have things move around your screen. The easiest is to, probably the easiest would be to use the Move Source plugin, or the, well, it's now just Move, the Move plugin for OBS, which is what I use to move everything around on my screen. For example, if we go back to our just chatting, and then if we come back here, you'll see the webcam is going to move. Everything will kind of come into focus, just like that. That's all done with the Move plugin. But the Move plugin can do a lot of things. It can bounce. It can have, fuck, there's, I mean, okay, let's take a look. Filters. All right, let me bring this over. So if we go to Move, you have the Move Source, and you can see here with these in, we have the quadratic, cubic, sine, circular, exponential, elastic, bounce, and back. So we could like bounce the thing around with the ease in or ease out. Ease in will be at the top of the movement, ease out will be at the bottom of the movement. So if you want it to just like move like the DVD logo, you know, on your screen, you can do that as well with just a basic, it would be cubic for that one. And then you just do a get transform. You click this button. So what you would do is you would put your thing in OBS, you would put it where it's going to start. Right. And then you're going to add the source, and then you move it manually to where you want it to go next. And then you click on Get Transform. Let me zoom in. You click on Get Transform, right? And then it's going to update this position and rotation and all of that here. Of course, you can then go in and make other changes to it and all of that. And then say we want to move it again over here somewhere, right? So what we would do, well, I guess I didn't really show you. So we moved it from here to here. So now we want to move it back to here and then maybe have it like bounce around. You would just add a new move source, right? So now it's down here, but this time when we get transform, we're going to move it here. And then we click on Get Transform. And then we can add another one, move source. Okay. And then we can move it over here and say Get Transform. And then you're just going to use the bot. Once all that's done, let's get rid of these real quick. I don't want that shit to trigger on accident. Right. So once you have all of your sources moved in, right, we'll go into the bot here. Then what you would do is you would just come in, make an action for it, part of your raid message that we worked on earlier. So you have your target info and your message. So underneath that, you would turn the visibility of that source on, right? And that's done here. You just right click in here. We're going to go to OBS. We're going to go all the way to the bottom to sources, and you're going to set the source visibility state. Y'all hear that airplane? Does anybody else hear that airplane going over my head? With the set source visibility state, you're then going to pick what scene that your source is in, and then what the source name is. No? Okay, good. And then make it visible. And then you're going to say, okay. And that's like what we did here with the little welcome, right? And then we want it to move. So once it's visible, yeah, there's a lot of, that says that there's a lot of ways, but no, you didn't hear it. Yeah, some of them get really loud. The fighter jets and Blue Angels and shit are really loud when they fly over. But you're gonna come in again, OBS sources, and then we have the filter state. So set source filter state, and then you would just toggle all of those filters that you created, right? And that's definitely one way to do it. You can also do a move transition. You can do, there's plugins for StreamerBot, or well, they call them extensions. Basically, it's just code that other people have written. But you know me on this channel, we try to not do things using C# because not everybody is a coder or wants to become one. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes they're really loud. Like they'll rattle my house every now and then, especially when they're taking off or landing. So I live literally like across the street from an international airport, but I have a naval air station that shares one of their runways with them. So when the winds are having to go the right way, they have to use that runway, and they fly like right over my house. And I can literally like read the numbers on the fucking tail and shit from my porch. Like they're right there. So it gets really loud sometimes. I have like been here long enough. I just kind of tune it out. I don't even hear them much anymore. But every now and then I'll notice them and I'll be like, but yeah, so it is possible, DJ. It is super possible. It just depends on how you want to handle it, what type of movements you want. You know, like we did one, shit, did I delete it? I might have deleted it. You're definitely a novice. Yeah. And you know, and that's the thing, and that's what my channel is kind of geared for, right? Is the new people, you know, if you're a programmer, fucking, you can do anything you want in this bot. C#, you know, if this bot doesn't have functionality that you want, you can literally write your own code. You can come in here, you go to core, right? We go to C#, execute C# code, and you can fucking write your code directly into the bot with your references, everything you need, right? And you compile it, and then the bot will just run that code. I do my absolute best, and for those of you on Twitch, we're sorry about the ads. We'll be right back after a word from Twitch's sponsors. I do everything in my power to not use C# code. I do code in C# as well as JavaScript and PHP and a few others, but most people, especially streamers, don't. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But the one thing that I love most about this bot, though, is that anything you want it to do, right? You can make it do, but more than one way. There's always going to be another way to do it. And like Jeff pointed out with Tommy's scripts, you know, they're all C#. Mustache Maniac has some great effects and stuff that he makes. It's all C#, right? And I love that, right? But if you don't know C# and something breaks, for example, Twitch right now is going through their entire clip stuff and fucking it up. They're changing the file format that clips are saved in.
I do like sausage. I do. I do like sausage a lot.
Evie likes sausage.
Hell, you could have a sausage.
They're changing where they're stored,
I'd be down
how
with it.
they're
I'd like
stored,
meat.
and how
Give
they're
me meat.
retrieved in the API.
I want meat in my mouth. Put it in there.
And with that, it's fucking up all of the C# shoutouts, the video shoutouts, because the new format isn't public yet. I brought that here. Yeah, I did. But if you can do it without using C#, right, then you know when something breaks or something goes wrong. Since you did all of these sub actions, you've done this step by step, you know, hey, this part's not working, and you know where to go to look to try to fix it, you know, as opposed to bringing up a block of fucking code that you don't even know how to read and going, what do I do? You know what I mean? Or waiting for somebody else to fix it for you. So on this channel, we do use C#. We do have a lot of things that use C#. But if you go through my bot, there is very little that has C# code in it. It's all sub actions, if else statements, extra actions, and some of it may take a little bit longer. Some of it may not be as pretty, right? But it works and it's simple, right? And that's what we go for, you know. Now, the more advanced stuff, we're going to start getting into that later this year. But most of the people, and not everybody, but most of the people that come to my channel on YouTube to watch my tutorials and stuff are brand new, or they're brand new to bots. You know, maybe they've been streaming for a while and been using Nightbot, and they're like, I need something more, right? Or they're new to OBS, or, you know, and you don't want to sit there and be like, okay, let's learn how to fucking run OBS. Oh, and by the way, we're going to teach you how to code in C# along the way. You know how fast people would run away? You know, there are plenty of people on YouTube that'll fucking give you a 4-minute tutorial and hand you the answer and be like, here you go, good luck. And you're going to walk away and be like, hey, I have the functionality I came to YouTube to learn how to do. But I don't know what the fuck I do with it. I don't know what it does. And then when it stops working because somebody outside of your control, like Twitch, makes an API change or a functionality change and your script doesn't work anymore, now you have to wait for whoever it is that you got that from to make up an update, you know? So that's how we approach things here is, and I say this a lot too, you know, my goal for my tutorials is for you to come watch the tutorial and then never have to watch that tutorial again. Right? I want you to come back and watch all the other ones. Right? Right? But I want to give you as much information and teach you not just what you're doing, but why you're doing it, how you're doing it. So all of it, from the top to the bottom, you know what I mean? And that way, when you leave the tutorial and you've done everything, you're like, oh, I fucking get it. And so you can then take that and extrapolate what you learn and make something different, but on your own. You know? Like that one of my most popular tutorials is that best, or yeah, the top, whatever, what the fuck did I call it? I don't even know what I called it. The best commands for StreamerBot or whatever. That, you know, I give you like 5 examples of make like a hug command and a shout out or whatever the fuck, a lurk command, and you know, whatever we do. But those 5 cover everything. Well, not everything. They cover probably about 90% of everything a streamer is going to need their bot to do. We cover the if else statements, we cover variables, sending messages to chat, you know, showing things in OBS with, you know, the visibility and stuff like that, right? And so you can take that hug command that's from that tutorial and you can turn it into any other type of command that you want, you know, and that's the whole goal of it. You know, I don't want you to be like, okay, I need these 5 commands for my stream, and then have to go and look on YouTube to learn how to do those 5 different commands from 5 different people and still walk away and go, well, I have them, they work now, but I don't know what the fuck I did. Because to me, that's stupid. You think you watched every StreamerBot and SpeakerBot show? Well, I appreciate that. So you're the one. No. But yeah, so I mean, you know, and it depends on the person too, right? Like some people want StreamerBot to do everything, which is great because it can, you know. So like with that bounce effect, we can put everything in StreamerBot except for the actual video itself and have StreamerBot do it all. And then there are people that want OBS to do everything, right? And StreamerBot is just basically telling OBS, hey, go do that stuff you're supposed to do, you know? And then there's people that want the heavy load on one side, but the functionality on the other, and vice versa. And because of the versatility of bots like StreamerBot, MixItUpBot, FireBot, you can do that. You can make those choices and which one feels more comfortable to you. You know, maybe you're super comfortable with OBS, but you don't know shit about StreamerBot or MixItUpBot, right? So you want OBS to be doing the heavy lifting and all that because you know how to install a plugin, you know how to add sources and turn visibility on and off, right? And you just want the bot to kind of be like, hey, we're watching chat for this command, so we know what to do, so we can tell OBS to go do all that, you know? So it just really depends on what you're comfortable with, you know? I tend to be, because I don't do the C# for my stuff, I tend to force myself to be more of a OBS is the heavy lifter, right? Which is why I have 52 scenes and God, I don't even want to count how many sources I have. Right. I also have like 9 installs of OBS, so don't at me, bro. I'm sorry. I can't do it with just one. You know, but some people, like I said, they want StreamerBot to do everything. And so you're going to need C# for that. You're going to need WebSocket connections for specific things, OBS raw commands, you know, which the bot can do, you know. But for me and the way I think, and if I'm wrong, you know, and you're the one, like DJ's asking the question, if it wants a different answer, that's no problem, right? We can come up with a different solution. But for me, like if you ask a question that's, and this is not meant to be offensive in any way, but how do you get the raider's name and the number of raids, or raiders, I guess they're called raiders, into the bot? You know, that's a fairly basic level of things. That's like entry level stuff into the bot, right? Which we all need to learn. But if that's where you're at, doing all of the C# and adding these extensions to the bot or to OBS and stuff, that's a little more advanced than you're probably ready for. If that makes sense. Yeah. But again, that's one of the things I love about doing this, is because there are, you know, so many different ways to do this shit. You know, let me go say hi to our new member there. Welcome in. Like I get a few comments on my videos. Woo! I get a few comments on my videos now that, you know, are like, why are your fucking videos so fucking long? I'm like, well, because they weren't meant for you. Yeah. Or you don't know how to use chapter markers, but I'm not going to call anybody out on that. You see something not right? Yeah. Is it in the webcam area? Yeah. The top right, yeah. It's in this circular-ish area here. Is this where the problem lies? I know, I've seen it too. I don't know how to fucking get rid of it. I have tried for years. It just maintains, won't go away. It's like glitter or herpes. It's there forever. It's an AI, can't remove it. Yeah. Fucking botnet. You just remove it and it just comes right back. Yeah. Fucking crazy. There you go. Is that better? Thank you, Pi. Sexy as fuck. Yeah. They crack me up too. Sweet. I love it. You know, and I get that my videos aren't for everybody. You know? I may not be everybody's cup of tea, but that's why I drink fucking coffee, you know? So. But the ones of you that are here that do enjoy the videos and the tutorials and the Discord help and all of that, you know, you're our people. You know what I mean? This is the little community that we're building, and it's all like-minded people, and you know, we don't need those negative Nancys. I mean, we allow Salty Dog in here, but you know, that's just so we can make fun of him behind his back and in front of his face. But everybody else, cool people, you know? You know, my favorite thing, honestly, about the YouTube, when I get like a negative comment or a hateful comment, dude, I don't delete them. And honestly, to be fair, I mean, I have like, what, 130, 140 something videos posted. I think I have had like maybe 10 total negative comments, and I will never delete them. And honestly, I always want to reply with like, hey, thanks for the algorithm bump there, bud. Thanks for the interaction. You know what I mean? Bibbity, what are you doing? What are you doing subscribing 29 months? Are you insanes? I think you's a little bit insanes. You're gonna get angry finger wags and you're gonna keep your damn money. You came here for the angry, that's why you did it. It's for the angry finger wags. I do appreciate you though. Thank you so much for the resub. 29 months. Jesus Christ. That's a lot of fucking months. I don't scare you. I wasn't here to scare you. It is a warning, but it's not a, scary. Yeah, and you know what, Ravenous, I get that too. And look, I can read C#, I can write C#, not exceptionally well. I mean, I wrote Snarky Bot with some help, but I look at some of the C# code and I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing? And like even the code that you get, somebody wrote it, right? It's not like it's part of the bot. You tried to finger wag? I do finger wag. You get angry fucking finger wags when you spend money on my channel. Stop it. Sew your fucking pocket shut. All right? But somebody wrote the code and it works. Cool. But as with code, any code, it can always be, Jesus Christ, bibbity. Keep your damn money in your damn pocket. You're getting angry finger wags. I made them bigger. Honestly, I'm gonna have to stop doing the finger wags. I think people come and give bits and subs just so they get fucking finger wags. I'm not cute. But thank you for the 100 biddies too. He said, aw. Booby, I love you.
Give it to me, Daddy.
Stop it. No, we're not doing that. But yeah, I mean, the code, you look at it, especially if you don't know what you're looking at, but somebody that knows C# can look at that code and be like, you know what, that is like 40 lines way too long, and it can always be slimmed down or made different. Daryl, what are you doing? Hell yeah. And get angry finger wags. Eventually, I'm just going to make it a GIF so I can stop. My wrists and finger are starting to hurt. I have to do it so damn often. I'm just going to make a GIF of it. Just play the GIF of just angry finger wags. And I love you too. Anyway, so that's my channel in a nutshell, and I'm gonna make an intro video on YouTube that basically says that, right? I realize I'm not for everyone. Nobody is gonna be for everyone, right? And if you're here on YouTube for a 3-minute fix to a problem that you have, you're probably not going to find it on my channel. That's just facts, you know? I mean, I honestly really do try to make like 8 to 10-minute tutorials. There's just no fucking way. There's too much information that you need to know that goes on behind what it is you're trying to do. And I want you to have all of that. Some people don't want all that knowledge, and that's fine. There are however many other YouTube channels out there, right? But like I said before, my goal is to have you type in the YouTube or Google search, I want to learn how to do blah, 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 blah. See my video, click on it, and never have to watch it again. Right? That's the goal. When you're done with my tutorial, there should be very little, if anything, left about that specific topic for you to need to learn. Thank you. But I also know that not everybody learns like me. I teach the way that I learn, right? And I want to know everything. Don't tell me that X equals 5. I need to know why and how it got to be that way, right? You know? And some people just want to know that X equals 5. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm not that way. And I can't teach that way because I'm like, topic here, and I have this much knowledge on this topic, and I'm going to just give it all to you. I can't just be like, well, let's give you this little bit to get you going and come back later when you have a question. You like that music? Our very own Assorted Marbles made that. He sure did. We love Marbs. But I don't even, is Marbs back on YouTube yet? I don't know. Yeah. Assorted Marbles also help me. If you go to my main page on YouTube and scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see there's like 3 or 4 tracks that are the binaural beats. I think there's 3. The one's an hour, one's 3 hours, and the other one's like 4 hours. It's just a loop. And I got the tracks together, and then Marbs is the one that put them all together and made them binaural and made them loop and all that. He's amazing musician. But yeah, the song that you're hearing now, it's all instruments, and Marbs played each instrument individually and put it all together. So pretty cool. You can always get new ideas by building different things. Yeah, absolutely, Joe.
Get your marbles on the twack.
Get your marbles on the twack. That's right. I'm not judging you. I'm saying that's my goal. You know, I mean, obviously I want if I had my way, everybody on the internet would watch every single one of my tutorials from start to finish 6 times. But that's not my goal. I want you to walk away from my tutorial and go, oh, I get it. That's what we're doing. Okay, cool. You know, but yeah, if you got to come back and reference something, that's perfectly fine, right? That's like a refresher. You know what I mean? But you shouldn't have to come back to my tutorial or any other tutorial for that matter and watch it from start to finish and follow along every step of the way again. Hi, Malcolm. You know what I mean? You do have direct help, yeah. Yeah. You are really good at breaking stuff. Yeah. If you and Salty got together, I don't know. I think the world might actually stop spinning if you two tried to make a stream together. The amount of shit that the two of you break that I've got to come back and fix. For science, no. Please, no. That is, yeah, you do. You do some crazy shit. And I just said do. Yeah. Hi, Chris. Thank you. Welcome in. Sorry about that. And yeah, that is true. Bibbidi does break stuff in very creative ways. Like she has come to me with some problems, and I'm just like, I feel like that scene in what was that movie? Fucking God, where she put the cum in her hair. You know what I'm talking about? Fuck is that old movie called? Jesus Christ. Ben Stiller and fucking anyway, and he's like something about Mary. Yeah, thank you. And he's like, how'd you get the Frank, or how'd you get the beans above the Frank? Right? Yeah, that one. I've looked at Bibbidi that way many times. How the did you even accomplish that? Also, I think it's funny that I'm like, she puts the cum in her hair, and you're like, oh, I know that movie. Like in every single one of you. Like of all the shit that went on in that movie, right? I can say that one phrase, and you're like, I know that one. Yeah. That is why I love you. Yeah. If I got paid enough for this to be a full-time job, I would love it. Because of all of you. That would be amazing. Unfortunately, giving away my shit for free doesn't really provide a whole lot of income. So, I have to do other things, but everything was going fine, and then is that James Acaster when he was on fucking the Great British Bake Off or whatever? He's like, started good, had a meltdown, bon appetit. Oh man. To Salty's credit though, guys, I give Salty a lot of shit because he deserves it, but also he has learned a lot, and he does come with some very odd requests of things that probably only about 3 other streamers would ever even think of wanting to do, and he's like, challenge for you, let's make this happen. But now we've done so many of those that he's able to actually get a lot of it done on his own. So I'm very proud of him. Of course, I have to come back a week later and fix it because he did it wrong and it's fucking breaking everything. But he's getting there. You know when you go to your friends' streams, right? They're live and you click over and you say hi in chat. 90% of the time, 95% of the time, they're going to respond to you with, oh, hey, how are you? Thanks for stopping in, right? Not Salty. When I show up in Salty's chat, I get, oh, God, I'm so glad you're here. I don't get a hello. I don't get, how are you? How's it going, buddy? I get, I broke shit and I need you to fix it. Thanks for showing up. He's at least learned front to back minus the brakes. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody here is good people, though, so I love you all. Honestly, I would probably still do it if none of you were here. I wouldn't be doing these streams if, you know, I wouldn't be live if it weren't for y'all, but I would still do the tutorials. But I'm glad that people actually enjoy it. I honestly, I mean, what are my numbers at, Fi? They're fucking like 1.3 or something like that, 1,000 of you fuckers. Like, honestly, when I started this YouTube channel, I was like, dude, if I hit 500 subscribers, I would be fucking amazed. My goal was 200. Yeah, on YouTube. Yeah. Honestly, my goal was like, I'm like, if I get 200 subscribers on YouTube with this tutorial shit, that's a fucking win. So that's you guys. So thank you. You know, but that's because he doesn't look, I don't even want to hear your shit about not messaging on Discord, okay? Mister, I've been waiting 2 fucking months to send you this fucking script, and all you have to do is send me a goddamn local URL. Got these fucking files just sitting on my desktop. And then you join the family and haven't tried fixing it. It wasn't working. The first 5. Oh, that's simple. It was probably just you probably didn't have there's 3 sub actions to update the redeem, and you probably either didn't have them set right or forgot to put them in. I've seen it a few times. Have fun, you're out. Have to go to a graduation party. Ooh, we got a doctor in the family now, huh? Nice. Well, thank you for the 100 biddies and the resub, Bibity, and thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much. Be safe out there. I heard it's supposed to snow in the Denver area like soon, which is fucking crazy because it's fucking April. But global warming's not real, guys. Anyway. Oh, I got you. I just thought that was a really cool idea, and then I made it work, and I surprised myself. Like, I didn't even know that was a possible thing to do. And I thought it'd be funny as shit for your scammers. You did have to fix it. Yeah. You have another bank you'll work on tomorrow? All right, God. Okay, so I got to be offline tomorrow. Got it. I want to get anything fucking done. All right, enough bullshit. Let's answer another question.
Sinister_Raveness asked in the Discord, I had asked about resetting my persisted variable in one of my channel redeems.
Yes, you did.
Can you please walk me through that? I tried following your directions, but I am having a serious blonde week. Thank you, sir, in advance.
Okay. Step 1. Don't ever call me sir. You say sir, I look over my shoulder for my dad, and it's very scary. Second. Yes, we can do that. Okay. All right. Let's go back to sir. Jesus Christ. Well, I'm going to get to your question in the order it was received. You can go into the Discord and click on the fucking link and see the answer when you're ready. I've only been doing this for fucking 32 weeks now. You'd think you would understand how it works. Good Lord. Literally have the links posted right there. Go to the Twitch VOD, go to the YouTube live replay. Pick. They're both there. Dumbass. Go eat. And thank you for being here. Kiss your ass. Bitch, I've seen your ass. I ain't got all day. It's big. Okay, right. Sorry, Sinister. Yes, yes. Okay, let's go back to your thing. So, let me ask you this. Currently, you have the two commands. Is it two separate actions that you have? One for the door and one for the jazz?
I do like sausage. I do
Hey,
like
Phil.
sausage a lot. Hell, you could have a sausage taco. I'd be down with it. I'd like meat. Give me meat. I want meat in my mouth. Put it in there.
One. No, we're answering your question about your channel point redeem. Yeah. So you said let me get to your actual question. So you said you have everything set up like you want. You have set and get variables, increment of 1, persisted, only usable once per stream, right?
Hey, who's a twink now, baby? Fuck.
That's the one we're working on. Okay, forget. Oh, sorry. I was looking at the wrong one. That wasn't you. Okay, let me reread this here just to make sure we're on the same page. Okay, and so you're looking for a way to reset the counter, right? Yes, sir. C. Okay. So, let me see. So you said you're using this as a giveaway with whoever checks in. So you're doing a daily check-in. And so your persisted count is a variable. What is it called? Damn it. Actually, let me do this while we're waiting. Look at this, guys. Salty has his own goddamn folder on my fucking PC. This is how much shit he breaks. Look at all this. Look at all this shit I've had to do. I'm trying to think which one is not connected. Is it the testing? I hope it's this one. Okay, let's see. We'll find out. Okay. No, it's not this one. Damn it. Okay. Close. Yes. Oops. It's not testing. Is it tutorial then? Maybe? This is what happens when you have too many fucking bots, people. You lose which one is which. No. This one, oh no, that one. Okay, it's not that one either. Is it this one? You'd think I'd be better organized, but I'm not. I've been upgrading my PC this week, and I've been moving a lot of shit around. Okay, this is it. We found it. Okay. Yay. Oh shit, which one was it? Okay. All right. So you have a global get redeemer persistent viewer count. Okay, viewer count is what it's called. All right. Excuse me. Let's collapse these. We're just going to make a new one. Whoops. Add. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So you got your daily check-in. You set everything up like you wanted. And everything is working fine, right? Now the viewer count, is that the only variable that you're writing to or creating? It should be. No? What are your other ones? No or yes? Yeah, those are your two options. Which one of those is? Sorry. Viewer count art. Well, that's just okay. All right. Okay, so you have a set and a get. And I'm just gonna create one here. So on your set, it's global, it's persisted, and you said it is a viewer count. All right. And it increments by 1. And then on your get, it is viewer count arg, the default value of 0, I assume. Is this looking correct? Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's what we need. Okay. I'm just going to duplicate all of that right here. No. You know what? That's the daily offering. That's one action that runs it, right? All right, do me a favor. In your streamer bot, click on the action on the name. Right click on it and choose add to export. Okay. And then go up to the top and click on export, and you should see it there. And then click on export to file. And it's going to bring up this. Save it like to your desktop or whatever. Give it a name. I don't care what you name it. And then post that file in the Discord. Make sure you put .txt at the end of it. I'll just do it that way instead of recreating the fucking thing. Do, 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 do. Excuse me. Do, do, do. So, hooray, local professional and or college sports teams. Go sports. I used to watch a lot of sports. I used to play a lot of sports. Now I only watch hockey. That's the only sport I watch. Stint. There it is. I got it. Oh, you named it after me. Just like our baby. Ooh, I wasn't supposed to say that out loud. Golf. I don't watch golf. I'll play golf. Import. All right. So we have this, and basically you want this to be reset. You only watch me? Had to know who's responsible party? Fair enough. Okay. Right. So, trying to think of the best way to do this. Okay, so what we're going to do, and you can follow along. Wait a minute. These are user specific, aren't they? Shit. Okay, hold on. That's a horse of a different color. All right, hold on. Right, yeah. Also, and side note, I am now super intrigued at what lion witch bitch actually sounds like. It's nice. Seems like it. It's the user part. The lion, the witch, and the audacity. Oh, I need to hear that eventually. Okay. Wait, no, that's not what what the fuck? Oh. Okay, hold on. I'm currently looking through the docs real quick, by the way, seeing what we can do. I'm reading words. Just listen to the music, all right? Shut up. This is a channel point redeem, isn't it?
Pissade, to be fair.
To be fair. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Follow along. Are you ready to follow along? Hopefully this... Hold on. Let's not get stupid. Let me just... God, Jesus. Thank you, Malcolm. Shut up. Yes, if not, okay. Okay, here we go. We're going to make a new action. So we're going to come over here. We're going to click on it. We're just going to add. We're going to name this one Daily Offering Reset. Yeah. Okay. And then we're going to click OK. So it should put it underneath there. Then we're going to come over here to the sub actions. And we're going to right click. We're going to go to Twitch. We're going to go to rewards. Reset reward user counters. You see that? And then in this drop down, I can't do it because this is a testing bot. You're going to drop this down and you're going to pick the whatever you had it called there. I forget. You're going to pick the channel point redeem, right? So again, Twitch, rewards, reset reward user counter. From the drop down, pick that reward, click OK. And then it'll be there. Believe me. Then you're going to make a trigger. And all you have to do is we're going to do a core test. Okay. And you don't have to put anything here. Just click OK. All right. And it should say core test. Yes, it's enabled. No criteria. And then when that's done, all you have to do is right click on test and click test trigger. And it should reset all of those user persistent variables for that channel point redeem back to 0. It should. According to the documentation, that's what that is designed to do. Alexa, show me my front door.
Okay.
I love this dude. This dude out there, we have had rain. It's not raining today. We have had rain almost all week, and tonight we're supposed to have exquisitely horrible storms and flash flooding. Our yards are already flooded, and he's out there mowing. Gotta love some people. Hey, Nate. We were not talking bad about you. Just kidding. We're not. How are you, my friend? Welcome in. Good to see you. Did not work. And you selected the right channel point redeem. Yes. Wait a minute. Did I tell you the wrong one? I might have told you the wrong one. Yeah, you did reset reward user counters, right? Not reward counter, the user counter. I'm not even zoomed in. My bad. Rewards, user counters. All right, click on test and you test it. And then, oh, sorry about the Twitch ads, guys. We'll be right back after a word from Twitch's sponsors. Please stick through the ad break. I love you. And that's the only thing in your sub action is the reset user counters, right? Hi, Puddin'. Welcome in. That is very interesting. That should be working correctly. Unless Nate lied to us all. Kidding. Once the ad break is over, since Nate is here, if he's still, we'll find out if he's still here. We'll ask him directly. Evie with the raid during an ad break. Gotta love it. Also, why is this one not working? Oops. Weird. Anyway. 60 seconds. I know. Your timing is impeccable. I'm sorry. Beyonce's booty. What? That's what I heard. I got it. All right. Welcome back from the ads. Real quick. Hi, Evie. Thank you so much for the raid. You big mean. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. You are amazing. Oh, hi. And hello, everybody that came with Evie's raid. Sorry for the ad break. They happen. What are you going to do? We're here now. We're live. We're answering streamer-related questions. My face is amazing. It's a filter. How was the rest of your stream? Obviously, I missed some. I do, yeah. I do. But I know you get off early because you got to like do dinner and stuff for the kiddos. So go, do your thing. We'll be here. You know that. Nate was here a minute ago, said hello. Hi, Nate. Are you still here? If you are, Nate, please say hello again. Finish a chapter you're working on. And you did get the Excalibur. You made it all the way to heaven and you got to touch the pokey stick. Nice. Amazing. All right. Ravenous, if you open your variables, right, and you go to persisted user, the drop down on the left will be Twitch, and then just pick somebody's name that you know has redeemed it, right? And then find that variable in the list and see what that value is currently as of right now. And tell me. Yourself is 5. Okay. Now on your check-in reset, when you right click and choose test trigger without doing anything else, and then looking at the variable list again, what does it do? What does it say? Right. It still says 5. Okay, do this for me. In the triggers, let's make a new trigger. Leave the test one there. I'm wondering if this one is one that you have to be live for, because it is, well, you shouldn't though. Well, maybe you do because it's a channel point reward. Still shouldn't have to though. But do this. Let's do this. Right click in the triggers. Let's go to core command triggered. And then you're going to get this little pop up here. And we're going to do create a command. Give it a name of reset test or something. I don't know. Name it blah, blah, blah for all I care. And then the command itself is going to be exclamation point reset. Uncheck ignore bot, uncheck ignore internal messages, and then click OK, and then click OK. So it should look like this. By the way, guys that are on the Twitch side, it doesn't matter. You can leave it. We're just using this for our test right now. For those of you that are on the Twitch side, right before the ad break, excuse me, you saw Nate, Jesus, let me die. You saw Nate 1920 say hi in chat. That is Nate. He's the one that created StreamerBot. So go scroll back up and click on that link and give him a follow, because he's amazing. Stop dying. I make no promises. Okay, you got that? Now go to your Twitch chat, your actual chat, don't need to be live, and type in exclamation point reset and send that message in your Twitch chat. Spy, are you still here? Can you do a Twitch side shout out for Nate 1280? Counter did not change. It's still so slow. Okay. Oh shit, you're right. I keep forgetting that because you're a mod over here. I can do it. That's Nate. He made StreamerBot. Go follow him. Say thanks. And then go join his Patreon and pay him all the money. Okay. Raven, do this for me now. Back in the bot, go to your action queues, the action history. And you should see your check-in reset there from where you did the message just now. Right click on it and choose inspect variables after run. And you're going to get this pop up. And it should probably be a little bit longer than mine because you actually have things. And take a screenshot of this and send that in the Discord. Oh, is it the same link? All right, hold on. Okay, never mind then. Hold on. Stop. Let's just bring this over here so I don't have to be a NPC anymore. Okay, where'd it go? Shut up, bye. Whoops, wrong one. I don't need the variables open anymore. Okay. It's the API. Okay, hold on. What the hell?
Okay.
I'm wondering, hold on. Okay, let me look at something. I have an idea. Yeah, I think you sent it. Okay. I thought he was going to be mowing my yard too. Dude, what the hell? All right. Hold on. Platforms, channel point rewards. Okay. Let's do this. Go to your channel point reward itself. All right, so you're going to go platforms, Twitch, channel point rewards, and you're going to find that the daily check-in one that you have. Double click on it to open up the little edit window. Hi, Fox Girl. Thank you for buying your shot. Welcome in. I figured out why that wasn't working. You have enabled persist per user. Enabled. Yeah, okay. If you have that, then this, whoops, hold on. This needs to be user, what is it? Hold on. This needs to be user counter, not viewer counter. On both of them. So change all of your viewer counters. Bunko, thank you for the follow. Thank you for unsilencing your follow. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, change all of the viewer to user. Even in your Twitch message, you have viewer counter arg, make that user counter arg. And in your write to file, it's there as well. User counter arg. Okay, fine. Excuse me. do. We're almost there. And then we'll get home. Okay. Hold on. So once you've changed all of the viewers to users, the viewer counter isn't gonna do anything anymore, right? So you're gonna have to redeem that command. Okay. And you should be able to test the redeem. So if you go back to daily offering, go to your trigger for the redemption and right click and do test trigger. And then it's gonna pick a random name for you. So once you do that test trigger, let me know. Okay, now go back to your action queue, action history, and you should see the redeem name there in your action history. Do the same thing, right click on it, inspect variable after run, send me that screenshot of those. Okay. Cool. Let me take a look at them real quick. Okay. So now what I want you to do Okay. Now what I want you to do, close that down, click on your variables up here. Again, persisted user globe. Excuse me, persisted user globals. Pick Twitch from the left and then look for that El Rahigno, because that was the username that it gave you on the test. El Ragino. Find his name and the list there, and then send a screenshot of those variables that show up on for his name. We're almost done. Okay, now leave that open. Leave that open and test your reset again. Either one, just reset, test the reset, the test one that we have up there. It didn't change. It still says 1. Hmm. All right, Phil. Have a great night, man. Get some good sleep. Thank you for being here. I will have your question. We will get to it today. So when you wake up or whatever, check the Discord, the Tavern Talk channel, and find it. And we'll have some kind of answer for you. May not be one you like, though. Interesting. All right. Okay, here's what I want you to do. When do you plan to go live next? Next week? Okay. If I don't have an answer before then, well, no, what I want you to do is next time you go live, I want you to do the test again and see if it changes it back to 0. Because it may be one of those ones, because it's tied into the channel points, you may have to be live for it to read that. I'm not sure. Shouldn't have to, but you might have to. But I may have a different solution worked up for you before next week, either way. But if you don't hear from me, do that. Next time you're live, test it, and then let us know in that Discord, in that chat. And if I come up with something outside the box, I will write it up and I'll post it in there as well. Have you been using that redeem at all yet? Like, do you have names on your list and stuff already for this month? No? Okay. Well, you should have El Raigno on your list now. But you can manually delete that. Okay, yeah, do that and post in there and let us know. Because if it works while you're live, then we'll know what it was. If it doesn't work, then I will figure out why. Sound good? And just don't change anything with what you have currently yet. Okay. All right. So here's what's going to happen now. I'm going to go pee and refill my coffee. I'm going to try to... Oh, no, we're not.
Minion with opinion asked, is
That
it
is the
possible
wrong
to
button.
explain how to shout someone out with a trigger?
Is it possible to explain how to shout someone out with the trigger? Yes. If I understand your question correctly, you have a shout out and you want to make it, you want to put it on a trigger and you want me to explain that. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. And then I'll go pee. I don't even know. Minion, are you still here? What is that a link to? Can't just be posting links with no explanation. You're still here? Okay. So you currently have a shout out. Is this what you're asking? And you want me to explain how to add the trigger to it? Or do you need to know how to make the entire shout out? What's going on? Oh, gotcha. Thank you. Is that Flods? Oh, that's my YouTube one. Okay, so you did the tutorial, but it's not working. All right, hold on. So is it doing anything at all when you do the shout out? He's a cider to Gusher. Is this my YouTube one? I don't even know if this is no, this is my Twitch one, isn't it? Should be this one. No, it's not this one. Okay, well, let's move you back over here. And we will bring up you over here. It just puts the shadow. Okay, but what you're typing shout out in the chat, yes? Not the bot. Are you? Okay, and you are putting the username correctly, right? Not just SO, but also a name for it to shout out. I don't want to assume anything, so I'm asking. Yeah, okay. Now here's another question. Are you using the @ symbol or just the name? Just the name and no @ symbol. Okay, do you have your streamer bot open currently? If not, open it, please. Okay. What I've done here, I go up top, click on variables, click on, defaults to persistent globals, and find somebody that has chatted in your chat. Your bot, your moderator, somebody, and you should see their name, X user, and then their name, X user ID. Do you see those like you see here with your name? Okay, and the values, are they filled in or are they blank? They are filled in. Okay, so we know that the variables are at least working. So when you do shout out minion with opinion, or whatever the name is, it just doesn't do fucking anything. So let me ask you this, because you are on YouTube. You have a lot of names here? Yeah. And obviously you've tried to do this while you were live, correct? And not just testing it offline. I assume that's when you noticed it. I just want to make sure. Wonder. Oh, so you haven't done it while you're live, you're just testing it. Okay, let me ask you this. When you're testing, have you gone to the platforms tab, to the YouTube tab, to your broadcast, and then made sure it was monitoring? Unlike Twitch, YouTube doesn't allow you to test offline. The stream has to be monitored. So you have to like create a stream in studio. And when you do, it'll show up on this list. And you don't have to go live on that one, but it was monitored. Okay. So I want to make sure. Let me see what happens. I haven't done a YouTube shout out in a while, so let's see what happens here. Well, that worked. Moderation. Oh wait, hold on. That was the wrong thing. Stupid chat. There it is. Okay, so we know that the setup is working because it's creating the variables and populating them. So something is going to be wrong here in the actual shout out action. So what I need to do is I need to see what you got here somehow, or you can just look here and verify. So let's start with the top, the user. So your first get global should look just like this. Global persisted is checked. Percent raw input with a capital I, percent X user, and the destination variable is Y user. No default value. Does yours match that? Got that. Okay. Click OK. Let's go to the second one. Same thing. Raw input with a capital I in between the percentage signs. X user ID with a capital I. And then the destination variable is Y user with a capital I D. Yes, sir. Okay. And then your YouTube message. The preferred account should be the broadcaster, even if you have a bot account. And broadcast should be set to all. And then make sure that where you have the variables, it's Y user and Y user ID with a capital I. Got that. Okay. And then what I want you to do, make sure your trigger is there. Obviously, it is the shout out trigger that you have created, the shout out command. Yes. You changed it was on your bot account. Okay. And now what I want you to do is I want you to go over to the commands tab, find your shout out command, and double click on it to open the edit window. And let me know when you're there.
Welcome to my world.
How old am I? Ancient AF. You're there. All right. In the shout out command, in the commands section here, exclamation point SO, make sure there's no spaces or anything like that, and that it says start in the location to the right there. No, but Moses does owe me $12. It does? Okay. Ignore bot account and ignore internal messages. Both need to be unchecked. And YouTube message in the sources should be the only thing that is checked. Yep. Okay. Now we click OK, and that is everything. I mean, you saw how simple this thing is, right? It's very low setup. The only caveat is that when you're typing their names, right, they have to match exactly, right? So if I did yours again, like I just did you a shout out above, if I did it again, but I didn't do a capital M, but the capital W, capital A, and capital P were there, and I just didn't capitalize the M, it won't work because it's not going to find that variable exact match. You know what I'm saying? So you have to make sure that the name is typed exactly. Spaces, underscores, capitalization, numbers, everything has to match perfect, right? And then no spaces after the name. So once you have that, we have this gone through the setup and verified that everything is correct. Go ahead and like create a new broadcast, a test one. Go and make sure that it is monitored, and then do another shout out for somebody that is on your list, and check it out again. You've run into more and more accounts that do not work in YouTube. I haven't had a problem as long as everything is typed correctly. And that's the only downside to doing the shout outs on YouTube. But I mean, before this, we didn't have any at all, right? So there's that at least. But yeah, I'm not saying you have to do the test thing right now, Minion, but if you do, that'd be cool. Let us know. But that should work. It should be working. And test a few names too. If like the first one doesn't work while you're still monitored, and remember the monitoring only lasts for about 10 minutes. So if your test runs longer than that, go back to the platforms tab and re-monitor that broadcast. But like I said, you don't have to do it right now unless you just absolutely want to. But if you first one you try, even if it does work or if it doesn't, try a couple of them that you find on your variables list that you see that are populated with both. And it should work. And then, you know, if you do it right now or later today or whatever, let us know. If not, you know, we'll be back here next Saturday as well, and you can let us know. But that should do it. I know that unchecking the internal messages and stuff trips up a lot of people too. So those have to be unchecked to make sure that was done. But yeah, I mean, we know the setup one is working because the setup only does 2 variables, and both of them you said were there and populated. We went through and checked all of the variables and made sure that everything was correct on grabbing them. So you think you got it? Excellent. Hell yeah. Yeah, and like I said, sometimes here's a little bit of a shortcut for some of you. If you're doing the YouTube shout outs, if you do in the YouTube chat, if you do the @ symbol and then start typing people's names, it can auto populate, right? So do that, but before you send the message, just go back and delete the @ symbol. And that way, you know, YouTube has found that name. It's the match. If that's the one you want, you click on it, just delete the @ symbol and then send the message. And you don't have to worry about making sure you're typing it exactly, you know, because some of these names on YouTube can get pretty crazy, you know. It was the spelling. Awesome. All right. With that said, I'm done doing the pee-pee dance. The dog has to go do his thing as well. So we're going to go on a BRB for a few minutes and watch some clips, hang out amongst yourselves. We still have, Jesus, I've answered questions. Every time I look over, that number goes up. All right. We got 6 questions to get to. So we're going to go do that when I come back. I got to refill coffee and all that. So make sure you take care of yourself during this break as well. Stretch, get a new drink, grab a snack. Don't forget to pet your dog and kiss your spouse or whatever. You know, it was user error. I mean, not always, you know. Sometimes I've had things that I put up and they're like, oh, it's broken, you know. So we had to check. But we got it sorted. So now you know. And I'm glad to hear it's working. So awesome. But we'll be right back, guys. So hang tight.
Oh yeah, it's kind of gross.
Oh, I found. Oh my. Oh, what the fuck? Oh! You know what I love in horror games? Bloody baby cribs. What the fuck are you eating, dude? Bye. And now we have bed in here. Playing with my Jixper. I'm playing with my... Aha! Aha! You can't hit me! Oh, shit, ow. Oh! Give me my lighter back! Give me my lighter back! Oh! Hold on, I can... No. Oh, Jesus. I was just out of fuel. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Okay. Holy crap, I thought they took my lighter away from me. Okay, so I put this egg there. We should get the gun. I have no idea where she's at, though. Yes. Oh, for fuck you. How the fuck's she gonna be right there all of a sudden? Like, I hadn't seen her the entire fucking game, and then I put the thing, she's... fuck you. I gotta pee. I'll be right back. It's definitely this wall. Hey! Fuck. D key? Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm going D here.
Cockroaches and book writing.
Oh. I have no D.
Oh shit, it's
I have...
How do you pee without the D?
I got him! A spring peeper! Purple frog is mine! Purple frog is mine! Now we're gonna cook him. I'm just kidding. We're gonna cook him. Look at him! Look how cute he is! Okay, so we can fix the thing.
Why does the screen go dark like that, lol?
I don't, it's like, it does that. I don't know why. Maybe, yeah, maybe I am blinking. What the fuck?
Fucking fuck.
Fucking fuck.
I also scream.
Albums. Get out. So, there we go. Look at that. Oh, I'm getting raided out as we raid. Who's raiding me? Doc, you're raiding me. Doc, I was gonna raid you. What the hell, Doc? Well, now I gotta change it. Now I gotta find somebody else to raid. I appreciate your raid, Doc. You know what? I never even tried to use the bucket on the well. Every fucking time that bird gets me. It's just a fucking bird. I honestly didn't expect that to work. Oh, god damn it! What the fuck were you? I fucking quit. Nope, it's not over. Oh!
My dick is uncomfortably erect. My dick is uncomfortably erect.
This was a shitty one. I'm out. I'm out. That was ridiculous. Alright guys, we are back. Thank you for being patient for that break. And I know we got ads coming up on Twitch in a minute too, but... Okay. We have some more questions, so we're going to get right to them. Here we go. Next one.
HipHifferI asked, is there a way to link TikTok so that streamer/speaker bot can read live chat messages using OBS?
Currently, no. As of right now, there is no integration with TikTok, and that is because TikTok has not released their API to be public that way. If they ever do, then yes, there will be. But as of right now, there is no, well, people have made a way, but basically you have to like almost hack TikTok's API, which is obviously not recommended and can get you banned. So the short and the long answer is no, and it's only because of TikTok. Same thing with Facebook Live. But recently, Kick, on that note, is talking about releasing their API public and have a public-facing API. And when that does go through final and get tested, we may have Kick integration in StreamerBot. So it's basically waiting up for those services, TikTok, Facebook, Kick, etc., that are not currently interacted with, to release their API publicly so that the StreamerBot can connect to it. And once that happens, then yes, you'll have full functionality, just like you do with Twitch and YouTube and Trovo right now. But until then, no. Hope that helps.
Salty_dog44 asked, did you get my question in your Discord?
No. Did you ask a question in my Discord? I don't see nothing in my Discord. Thank you, Evie. My OCD was kind of going insane. Where the hell did you ask it? I know he's not here. But... Oh, wait. He's talking about the streamer seat thing. Yes. Okay. Yes, I got it. No, I haven't had a chance to look at it. I will do that and get back to you. Also, you just said you have some questions about this, but didn't ask what the question. So how do I know what the fuck to answer, dude? You big blubbering idiot. Salty's fucking DM to me literally says, got some questions about this thing if you have time. Doesn't ask a question. This fucking read his mind. Okay. He broke shit again. I know he did. Good Lord. Twitch people, I know we got ads coming up. It's been another hour already. Today's going by so fucking fast. I apologize for the ads, but what are you going to do? I would apologize for the ads on YouTube, but I don't have any idea when they fucking play. And everybody gets them at different times, so... You know. Fuck you, I guess. I don't know. I did spin it out, yeah. And then I spent, like, 45 minutes just talking shit, so... Don't need to be called out about it, okay? You just be like, yeah, time's going really fast today. That's really weird. Just... I have a fragile ego, guys. Stupid time. Time is a man-made construct. Stupid. All right, ad break coming up on Twitch. We're going to get to the next question because apparently I can't keep up today. Puts time over her knee. You have a hard question. Yeah, Well, our record is 3 weeks before I came up with an answer, so I'm hoping we do not break that again. I mean, all else fails. You just you have your list of names, right, Raven? So you have your text of names. So at the end of the month, you're going to have your list of names. You just manually go through and delete them. Just go to your variables, right? And find the user persisted Twitch, and then find their name and just set it to 0. Yeah, I know it's a pain in the ass, but at least there's something, right? So you're not like out in the wind. You know what I mean? It sucks, but I mean, what we did today should have fucking worked. That's all. It should. But I will investigate it further, and then again, once you do a live test, and let us know too. But we'll get it. All right. Let's see. Did I answer Salty? I did. Yes, I got the question. Yes, I forgot about it because I closed your DM because. I'm just kidding. Do all US folks? Yes, we do. Yeah.
Sinister_Ravenous asked, can we go over Twitch ads in StreamerBot to set notifications correctly?
Ah, hell. Another Ravenous one. Son of a bitch. Can we go over Twitch ads in StreamerBot to set notifications correctly? What do you want to correctly set? I don't fully understand the question. And no, Evie, we don't get just Spanish ads. We do get some, though. Let them know an ad is incoming. Okay, super simple. We can come in here. You can make a new action and just call this ad soon or whatever. So you just want like I do in mine, where it just says, hey, an ad's coming up, you know, be prepared or whatever, right? And then you just want to send a message to chat. So Twitch, chat, send a message to channel, and then you just say, hey guys, an ad, or whatever you want your message to say, right? Super simple. And then you go up to the triggers, and we're going to right click on the triggers, and we're going to go to Twitch, and you're going to go to ads, and you're going to go upcoming ad, and then you get to pick how many minutes. So let's say 1 minute before, uncheck 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. So now every time a minute or an ad break is 1 minute away, it'll say this message. It'll send this message to the chat. That's all you gotta do. Now, if you want to get super fancy with it, like I do, it's all delays. That's all it is. So, for example, we know that in 1 minute, according to this trigger, so when ads are 1 minute away, right, it's going to send this. So what I would do is here, I'd say, hey guys, an ad is coming up in 60 seconds, right? And then we have a delay. So we're going to go core delay. Now these are in milliseconds. Remember that. So multiply it by 1,000. So what we want is 55 seconds. So we're going to do 55,000 and say okay. And then we're just going to send another Twitch message. So we're going to go Twitch chat, send message to channel, and go ads in 5. See what I'm doing here? And then we're going to do another delay for 1 second. And then we're going to do another Twitch message, and we can just duplicate ads in 4. Right? Delay for a second, ads in 3. Delay for a second, ads in 2. Delay for a second, ads in 1. And then you let the ads run. So then we're going to have another delay for however long your ad time is. So mine's are for 3 minutes, right? So our delay is 180 seconds, so 180,000. And then we do another Twitch message. We'll just duplicate this one. When this one says, the ads are finally over. Yay. And then you say, okay. And that's it. So now you get a little pre-warning that says it's coming up in 60 seconds. And then 55 seconds later, it does a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown. And then the ads run. And then when the ads are over, it says a message that says, hey, the ads are over. Yeah. That's all you gotta do. Super, super simple. You're welcome. Yeah, you can get as fancy with that as you want. You know what I mean? You can have shit show up on screen and stuff like that, like I do. You see the little ad timer and all that, you know? But yeah, it can be as simple or as complicated as you want to make it. And here's a little tip for everybody out there, not just for ads, but in general. When you are making things in StreamerBot, the best way to go about it is to make a plan, right? So what do you want to happen? And StreamerBot has this really cool thing called comments. So if we come in here, let's make a new one real quick. I'm just going to show you. Let me just come in here. We're just going to look. We're going to say, look, if you go into sub actions and you go to core and you go to system, no. Hold on. Miscellaneous. If you go to miscellaneous, you'll see that there's a comment one. If you click on that, you get to pick a color. Be whatever color you want. Pick your favorite color. Let's do a little maroony. No, that's not maroon. What is that? Like a purpley pink, right? And then whatever you type in here will be a comment, which means it's something that won't get run. It won't get sent to a chat. Fuchsia. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. It'll just be a message. So this is a note for you. And then you say, okay. And then it shows up right here, whatever you type in. So use this as like a message board for what you want to happen, right? So we could say, for example, we could say, I want to run an ad break, right? And I want to send messages to alert viewers of an ad break. Okay, and then you just think, what is the first thing that you want to happen, right? So we're going to copy this. We're just going to duplicate it. We'll go in and edit it. So the first thing I want to happen is I need a 60-second warning, right? And then you think, okay, so once we get the 60-second warning done, what's the next thing I need, right? And then so we'll just duplicate this. And then we'll say here, I want a 5-second countdown to the ad break, right? And then what happens next? After that, we're going to duplicate. The ads will run. Ads run. And then what happens? Well, then we want to let people know that the ads are over. Right, so we'll just duplicate this and we'll say add or tell chat ads are over. Maybe verify. Okay, so now you have this like list of a to-do thing, and instead of thinking, oh my god, I got to do all this shit at once, you've broken it down into these little parts. So now you just start on the first one. I want to send a message to alert viewers of an ad break. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I need a 60-second warning. Well, that's easy. Let's do a Twitch chat, send message to channel. Hey guys. Whoops. ads will start in 60 seconds. Right? Boom. And then we just move this up there. So now we have our 60-second warning. And then you move to the next part. Right? What do I need this to do? How do I make this happen? And then you just make that little part happen. So break it down. Just think, what do I want it to do? In what order do I want things to happen? How do I want it to look and appear? Do I want things on the screen? Where do I want them on the screen? And just write these notes to yourself. And then when you finish that one, you can come in here, you can just delete that, right? And then eventually you've deleted all of your comments, and what's left is the code that has everything working in the order you want it to work in. And then you just test it. And if something's not right? Like you run an ad break and the ads start before your 5-second countdown starts. Okay, we need to adjust that delay that we set. Maybe make it 53 seconds because something's off, or you know what I'm saying? So you test it, make sure it looks and acts and behaves how you want it to, and then you just go and make the fine-tune adjustments in that one little section where it's not exactly how you want it. But instead of looking at the whole thing and going, how am I going to make all of this happen? Just step by step, man. Make it easy on yourself. Delete. And that goes for anything, even when you're working in OBS, or whatever. It just really helps. All right. Next question.
Bader Phil asked, what the fuck is wrong with fucking Songify?
What the fuck is wrong with fucking Songify? Phil, I don't know. The error that you received indicates that the client ID in Spotify is either not connected, not right, has expired, or that the API server for Spotify is down. Phil has been asking me about this all morning, and I've tried a few solutions, and it's frustrating. I know when shit just doesn't work. But the error, we've tried to get around it, and it just didn't work. So my suggestion, and I know you're going to hate this, is to start from scratch. Because I feel that the error is actually on Spotify's side. And there's nothing we can really do about that except for wait for them to fix their shit. Right? We did all the verifications in Songify. We did all the setup in Spotify, but it's just not talking. That's not on you. That's not on the program. That's on the communication between the program and the service. But start from scratch, because I know we changed a lot of settings and port numbers and blah, blah, blah. So go in, start it like you just installed Songify, start at the top, and just redo the whole thing from top to bottom. Default, follow all the instructions, right? If it's still not working, the only thing else you can check is to check like your Windows firewall or whatever to make sure that Songify didn't get blocked in the last update for some reason, and verify that it can actually communicate. And you can even do that by like connecting it to YouTube. And if it works, then it's Spotify, right? And then on that end, it's just waiting for Spotify to fix their shit, which I think is what's going to end up happening anyway. But at least you know that your settings will be right. It does connect like to YouTube or whatever, one of the other Songify services that they connect to, just so that it's playing. And then you just kind of have to bend and grin it, grin and bear it, bear and grin it, whatever you want to do. But unfortunately, there isn't like this isn't working because, that error means 4 or 5 different things, but they're all on Spotify side. There's not a whole lot we can do with it. I'm trying to think of who else I know that is currently using it that I could reach out to make sure that theirs is working, but I don't. And I don't have Spotify Premium anymore, so I can't even test it for you. But yeah, that would be my suggestion. Reset everything so that it is correct the way it was before we started screwing with things today, and then keep testing until it works. But I guarantee you it's on Spotify side. You missed it, Fi. Haha.
Jeff Nurges asked when/if streamer bot needs a restart during a live, first words actions run again even though the reset is set to 12 hours. So I want to add a redeemer global of first words with a true/false.
Okay, hold on, Jeff. Jeff, are you here still, bud? Bye. You know what I need to do, buddy? I need to add where the person that asked the question came from. Twitch or YouTube. Is that knowing what service they're streaming on is normally like the first thing that I need answered, right? Because obviously a lot of things are going to be different. I need to add that. So like where I have my, username asked, I need to put like in parentheses from YouTube or from Twitch. Run the next one for the rest of the question. Okay. But here's my question. Why do you need to restart StreamerBot? Because the 12-hour thing is if StreamerBot is open for 12 hours. When you close StreamerBot, it resets everything except for the persisted global variables, right? But if you do like a marathon stream or whatever, then that is when that 12 hours comes in. So if you're live for 13 hours and somebody is there at the very beginning and they say hi, they're going to get their first word message alert or whatever. And if they're also there on the 13 hour and they say hi, it's going to trigger again unless you change it, right? That's what the 12 hours is for. But whoa, you shouldn't be restarting StreamerBot in the middle of your stream. So is there an issue that's causing you to have to do that, or what's going on? Because that sounds like a bigger issue. Sometimes it crashes. Well, okay. So the problem is, if you set a variable for like a user, right? It's going to have to either be persisted, which means it'll stay through the crash, or it has to be non-persistent so that it resets the next time you go live. But those get deleted if you restart the bot too, right? So the only option is a persisted global variable or a persisted user variable, but then you have to manually reset each and every one of them every time. I assume you're using version 2.6, right? Not the alpha 1.0. Yeah, but what are you gonna check on that if else? If the variable is there? I'm gonna check the first words is true. Yeah, you could. Oh. Okay, but then what happens? Is that a persisted user? Yeah, you can, but you're still going to have the same issue where it's going to reset if the bot closes. And if you do a persisted user variable, you're going to have to manually go in and reset them for each user. You know what I mean? It's like let's say, for example, you right now, you've had your first word welcome message on my channel today, right? If I were to accidentally close my bot or it crashed or whatever, and I reopened it and we have it set up like that, then yes, you would not get your first word message again. But then I end my stream and I close everything down. And then tomorrow I want to go live again and I bring everything up. That persisted user for you is still going to be there and it's still going to be set to true. And what if I go live 3 times and you don't come back for a week? You know what I mean? If broadcast ID equals the broadcast ID, right? So yeah, broadcast ID is already a variable, so you would have to set it. That's where we're coming into all the problems, is because you have to set these variables, but then you have to set them every time. Yeah, so you're going to have one, like broadcast ID check or something, that is your persisted global. And then have you set that on your broadcast started, and then pull in the broadcast ID, the current one, as the check. Yeah, that could work. This is going to be so much easier for you when 1.0 comes out too. Because then you can have switch statements, switch cases on your if statements. Soon. Yeah, yeah. So if you set a persisted global that sets it set a last epoch time, then use a time sensed. I mean, at that point, you might as well just write a fucking script for it, though. You know what I mean? It'd be much smoother just to run it all in C# at that point. Because now we got the broadcast ID check, the persisted global that you set when you go live. You have the broadcast ID as the check for what it's pulling in. Then we're going to have your first words is true or false, right? So that's another check. But yeah, I mean, it can be done. I'm just really curious as to why 2.6 is crashing on you. At this stage of the game, 2.6 shouldn't crash for shit. But yeah, I would do that. So you have one action when you go live to set the global with that broadcast ID. And that should be like basically all it does. Oh, Jesus Christ. Did my chair break? Oh, okay. I went way too far. Huh, that was a little scary. Holy shit. Now I gotta clean the seat. Let's see. First word, set user variable. Yeah, that'll leave a stain. That scared me. I don't ever have my chair. This chair can actually like lay flat like a bed. It's crazy. I love it, but I never use that feature. And apparently somehow my little lock thing got pulled out. Well, I'm awake now, guys. So yeah, Jeff, in theory, that the what you just said there with your since last epoch, that should work. Should. The only thing I can say is test it. And if it doesn't, when you go live, set the argument with the broadcast ID as the variable for the persisted global. And that way you only overwrite it every time you start a broadcast. And then you can use that to check if it equals the current broadcast ID. If they're, exact match, then, we move on. If they're not, then it was because the bot crashed or you closed it or whatever. If they do match, it's because you closed it, and then you can say it's not a first words, if they don't match, that means you've restarted and we need to set the new one in. That would be about the only other way that's not C# related that I can think of to get it in. And once you get that tested, find out why the fuck your bot's crashing. Because it shouldn't. You making it do some it shouldn't be doing, huh? Sometimes it helps just, yeah, and exactly, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I like the epoch time. It's a little bit cleaner, but it can also be a little bit more nuanced. So just be very careful when you're setting that up, because if it's not an exact match, and that's going to come down also with the epoch time, that's going to come down to like seconds and milliseconds too, right? So like if you crash and then come back or bring it back up and somebody chats before the crash and right after, and it's within that fucking window, it may trigger anyway. You know what I mean? You don't recall what you're doing? Sometimes you just create a loop and break it while live. I've had that happen. I was helping somebody figure something out once, and you see how I do mine. Like, I'm just like, that's why I started doing like with this. So if I do something, it was one time I was like, oh yeah, let me just show you. And I just clicked on an action that I already had, so that I could just show them like where the thing was, right? And here's the kicker. And this is what threw me for a loop. It was actually a first words thing, ironically. But I had accidentally clicked on my first words message as the thing. And so when I did the thing, I was telling them, oh, you can just run your first words message as an action, right? So we did the whole, thing where you run action. And then I picked my first words action. And then I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And then so I showed them how to do it. And then I forgot about it. So the next time somebody chatted for the first time in my chat, it ran the first words action, and then the last sub action was to run the first words action. So it just kept, I was like, what the fuck is going on? It just kept hi, 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 hi. And I was like, what the hell's going on? It took me about 45 minutes to figure out what the fuck was going on, why it was broken. So I get it, but yeah, if it's something like you're doing stuff like that, that's one thing. But if the bot's just like, if you're just streaming and it just fucking crashes on you, get that checked out. But yeah, you got a couple of sound ideas, and you have the right idea behind it. Hold on. But I would pick one that you like the best if it's the time or the global variable broadcast ID, and just run it and test it. And you can test it with yourself, you know, because you can do first words on yourself, go into your chat, monitor the broadcast, say something, see if it triggers, close the bot, reopen it, say something, see if it triggers again. You know, you don't have to actually be live to do it, so. Okay, yeah, well, if you already got it one, fuck yeah, then that's even easier, because you can just duplicate it and make the small changes. Yeah. In theory, it should work. In practice is another thing, but in theory.
Jeff Niergus asked when they trigger first words as sets to true, so on restart they get no action.
And this was the
How do I set everyone back to false
okay.
at the end of the stream? Or have it compare against a broadcast ID?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking at first. I was like, man, you're gonna have to like manually delete all of that shit. You know? The setting everyone back to false. There is no like, because they're user persisted globals. That's what we're working on with Ravenous earlier. I might have an answer. If her live test doesn't work, we're gonna have to come up with something. So there may be an answer to have it manually. So you can have a user persisted and just be like, yep. And then every time you go live, clear them out. Oh, so we'll see. I'm going to be working on that probably for a month and a half. Might break our 3-week record that we have for the longest question left open. All right, we got one more.
Chaz Focus asked, did you have a chance to work on the YouTube thumbnail question in the Discord?
Man, probably not, because I'm going to be honest with you, I forgot about it. And I feel like a shitheel about it, but let me see. YouTube thumbnails. I'm so sorry, man. Yeah, it has been a crazy hectic last 2 weeks at work. Like I was, you can have, that's why I had to cancel last Saturday too. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Okay, so basically this automatically updates your thumbnail on your live videos, right? And you want StreamerBot to be able to run it. Yeah, that was a fucking almost a month ago. I am so sorry, Chaz. Yeah, if that goes on, dude, you can just post in that same message and just be like, "Hey, answer me, fucker." Bye. Are you still here? Remind me. Answer Chaz, fucker. YouTube thumbnail question. It might be. But if it's possible without StreamerBot, it's probably possible with it. I will make it as simplistic as possible. Thanks. But yeah, I mean, it seems it depends on how they have it connected, like what API and stuff they're looking for, or you know how they're doing it. It might even be something like we could set up like super simple through if this then that website, because you know StreamerBot will connect to that. But yeah, I'll have a deep look at how that video you sent, how he has it going through, and see how we can mimic, replicate, or duplicate that in StreamerBot. And I will try to have at least something tomorrow before I go live tomorrow night. Yeah. Sweet. Great questions today, guys. Hopefully we answer them satisfactorily. Except for that one from Ravenous, which I still got to work on. We'll get there. I don't know why that wasn't working. That should have just been it. All right. We'll figure that out.
Spooky Saturday stream?
I don't know. I haven't slept yet. I didn't go to bed last night. Probably. Short one though. Should we do a spooky game? What should we do? Holy crap, look at this. Can y'all see this? Look how many streamer bots I have open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus speaker bot. Insanity. The things I put my PC through for you. Don't look at me like that, Evie. What should we play tonight? Pal World is not a spooky game, Fi. Toontown's scary, but it's not spooky. Just kidding. I don't know, man. I'm gonna be in that. You know what I need to do? I need to do like fucking everybody else does and just make a fucking wheel with like every game I'm willing to play and just fucking spin it and just be like, okay, that one. Ghost X. I've never played the original Outlast. I do have that brand new Turnvex game. It's not a one-off. Yeah, it's a longer one, isn't it? Fear? Do I even have fear? I don't think I do I? No. Wish I did. I could play my annual Fortnite. My one Fortnite stream and play for the year. That's scary. Oh, I got you. That's scary in it. I know. I play Fortnite once a year to remind myself why I only play Fortnite once a year. We could play Chair Fucking Simulator. I don't know what to play tonight. I don't know. Do I have anything? I had to make a games with Dave thing because he can never. I was like, what do you want to play? He's like, oh no. And then he started listing all these games. I'm like, I don't even have those games, dude. So I had to make a thing. What do you call these? Group thing? Collection. I had to make a collection with just games that Dave and I have together. He's about as undecisive as I am. Or indecisive, I guess. I don't need to be making up new words when ones already exist for what I'm trying to say. I need to redo all of my collections too. Like, I have so many different games now that, like, action adventure just doesn't fit all of the ones that are in here. Look at this. I got Portal, Portal 2, Portal Prelude, and I guess Portal with RTX. I think that's just Portal, but like remastered or something. I don't know. Guess what game I have never played in my life? If you guessed Portal, you would be correct. I even have the big orange box. Still never played Portal. I just wanted the big orange box. Spoilers. Yeah. The cake is real. Damn it, now I can't play it. I ruined it. I could play Billion Road. This game is actually kind of fucking fun, to be fair. Old Tweenie got this game. We played it together. And then I started playing it by myself. It's fun. You got cake. Is it German chocolate? That's my favorite. German chocolate cake and pecan pie made by my grandma. No. Rude. Could try this Wild Front. It's like a deck builder, battler kind of game. Looks kind of cute. I don't know why I got it, but I got it. Yeah, Snarky always wants cake. Look at my huge selection of community games, guys. Lost in Random's The Eternal Die. The demo is out. I have it. We can fucking play it. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that. Lost in Random is probably, I would say, top 5 favorite games of all time. Of all time. That game is so fucking good. I think I've played through it, what, 4 times now already? 100%. This is a roguelike. And it looks amazing. Have y'all seen Lost in Random, the original game? In this one, this little roguelike, you actually play as Queen Alexandra, the main villain of the first one. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll do Lost in Random, the Eternal Die. We'll play the demo tonight. Anything Lost in Random, I'm gonna fanboy over. So this is gonna definitely be like on my wish list and in my library. And when is it coming out? $2025, bitch. Oh my god, it looks so fucking fun. It's just like like the battle sequence of Lost in Random, but oh, there's new enemies too. Yeah. Well, yeah, we're doing this tonight. There you go. Fix that problem. All right. We got like 4 minutes before ads on Twitch, so we are gonna get the fuck out of here. Let's see. I know where we're going.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah. Say goodnight to YouTube. If you're on Twitch, stick with me through the raid, but we're going to say goodbye to YouTube first. So, you're making cupcakes. Fucking make me one. Pineapple upside down cupcakes, anybody? Fucking amazing. Oh yeah. I appreciate you being here. I'm trying to set this up. Hold on. Because this is crazy. For the Twitch people, please hang out just for a second. We're gonna go to the end screen. We're gonna raid Conan because he's live, sorry, with his friend Rachel, and they're doing crafts and stuff, making their cosplay for the event that's coming up in a couple months. Let's go over to that screen now, so that we can say goodbye properly. For those of you that are on YouTube, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for putting up with the shenanigans. It's always great. Always so much fun. Jeff, thank you again. But we're going to say goodbye now. But I do love you. We will be back next Saturday. I will have another tutorial coming out on Wednesday, so look forward to that. It's going to be on studio mode. Yeah. And we're going to get that one put out. And then, yeah, if you're interested, come over to Twitch tonight here in about 3 to 4 hours, which is enough time for a nap. And we're going to be playing that Lost in Random demo. So we're going to do that. But guys, thank you for being here. YouTube, we love you. And we will see you next week in the tutorials, or if you happen to pop over on Twitch, we'll see you there. All right. But thank you again for being here. Thank you for the questions. I appreciate you. Take care of yourself because you are important. And we'll see you next time. Until then, love, peace, and chicken.